Small city, big feelings, creative lives. We're artists building a creative life in Dumaguete.
Talking about art, feelings, and everything in between.
Not the perfect version.
The real one.
This is Small City Creative Lives. Before we start our episode, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Pinspired Art Souvenirs and Pinspired Art Gallery, for supporting Small City Creative Lives. Your support helps us continue sharing stories from our creative community. Hi everyone, I'm Sky.
And I'm Sil.
We're both artists based here in Dumaguete. And to start off, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this podcast, basically, about why we're doing this and what motivated us to do this. So first, I guess it's just we don't really have something like this here.
Here in Dumaguete.
Yeah, here in Dumaguete. And since we're such a small coastal town, and I don't think we really have like a big art community.
Yeah, it's just like a small where everyone knows each other or something.
We have a lot of artists here, a lot of talented artists here. I think as each year comes, I keep seeing a lot of new, fresh talents and a lot of younger artist generations. I get questions about how were we able to join exhibits and how are we able to put out our works out there, how to get commissions, how to become a full-time artist. So those are the kinds of topics that you should expect from this podcast. We're going to be talking about that, but we're not going to be really making it into such a serious note.
Yeah.
Just keep it in mind that this is going to be a conversation type of podcast where two friends just talk about
art
and life, actually. Especially those big emotions that affect our art life greatly. And currently, both of us are experiencing quite different big emotions. But big emotions nonetheless. So we're looking forward to how this podcast comes to life and how it will progress down the road. And this is basically just us two small town artists pouring our hearts and souls into the internet, I guess. And
hopefully our insights, our experiences, the situations we are in, hopefully we get to reach the right audience, and in a sense now we get to inspire a lot of artists, especially the young ones.
Yes, especially
the up and coming artists, or those who want to take their art career to the next level, or in a sense na full-time artist or anything. So hopefully we get to inspire a lot of the young ones also through this podcast.
So what you should expect in some episodes, we're going to be talking about big feelings, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to be talking about small town visibility, about social media pressure, about just learning to keep creating even when you're feeling down or feeling
stuck or anything.
So we're going to be sharing about our studio routines, or what we do when we're not feeling creative, or those
having the art block,
like
creative block,
and also the importance of rest days. And we're going to try to bring in special guests, local artists or local creatives, those those are our goals, and we're going to be talking about some sensitive topics as well. Stay tuned for that episode. We're going to be doing some collaborations with other local artists and talking about, I guess, when I ran an art space before, I'll be talking a little bit about my experience with that and how I was able to get connections out of that, out of those 2 or 3 years of running an art space. And also, about burnout and why we still stay, why we still choose to still stay as an artist, and why we still choose to still stay here in Dumaguete, even though if there are other opportunities like in bigger cities and stuff. But as of the moment, I personally like staying here in Dumaguete. There are still a lot of opportunities to be had here. And I don't know, how about you, Sil? I mean, you've already experienced like exhibiting a lot in Luzon, and
so I mean, there is that option of staying there, because like there are a lot of advantages if you stay in big cities as an artist, especially in Manila, where undeniably that is the center of art, everything art in the Philippines, because in a sense na a lot of galleries are there, like the top galleries are there, a lot of artists are there, and in neighboring towns in Metro Manila are there also. So, but but there are a lot of things to consider when, like, if you're gonna transfer in Manila. So, I mean, there are a lot of success stories of artists coming from the province and then like eventually moving to Manila and like having their art career move to the next level and something. So pero for me, you have to really consider a lot.
There's a lot of things that you have to consider and also give up and sacrifice, I guess. Especially since your family's here.
And granting that if ever you move to bigger cities, the expenses will be like higher.
But I mean, we're lucky enough, I guess, since we're like in the middle. We're in Visayas. And it's not really that hard for us to travel to Manila, I guess.
It's just like
it's more costly. But it takes about an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes
to travel. So it's not. Plus, we're living in Dumaguete, which is the capital of this province. So it's easier for us to move in and move out of Dumaguete, in the sense that if we would want to travel to Cebu, there is just like a short, well, not really short, but there are access to like boats and then flights. Cebu. If you want to go to Bacolod or
land trip.
So
we're actually quite lucky to be in the center, right? And I guess one of the downsides only about living in small cities are the art spaces. We don't really have much. We do have a few, and we're very thankful about how they really collaborate with the local arts, the local artists. They're very supportive with the creatives, and we're quite lucky that they are. And it's it's fun. It's actually quite. I think there's a few art spaces that just opened again last year. Like new ones. But
and I think El Amigo, one of the OG artists run spaces here in Dumaguete,
will be
they're renovating as well. So there's gonna be an extra art space again for
that'll be
students.
Amazing. That'll be really amazing, because that's one of the things that we need to have more here. The art spaces, because there's, as I mentioned earlier, we have so much new blood. Like we have so much new artists here, and even like not counting the practicing artists that we've had. There's a lot. There's really a lot here.
Like
over 100 for sure, easy. And the purpose of this podcast, as Sil mentioned earlier, was to we're hoping to help educate. Is that the right word?
Educate
or give an info or give an insight about how it would be if you become a full-time artist or even a part-time artist. It doesn't really have to be a full-time artist. But keep in mind that this is both Sil and I's full-time work.
Yeah.
This is also our perspective. This is our own thoughts, and this is our own experiences. Everybody's thoughts and experiences are different. But for those that have maybe perhaps similar alignment, similar experiences or thoughts,
hopefully you get to be, in some how you probably relate to our similar experiences or something.
Yeah.
Another downside of living here, like technically away from the center, is the access to art materials.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true.
Because
we do have some art shops here, but they're not as complete as we prefer, because there are some brands and there are some mediums that we can only purchase online.
Basically, it's just limited.
Very limited.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. We're very grateful for the art spaces, the art shops here, but that's one of the things that I think most of the practicing artists here have in common, that we're frustrated in a sense that we can't just easily go into an art store and find like the mediums that we need.
The brand,
brands. And we don't blame them, since it's
they're also doing
their best.
They're doing the best that they can, pero
to provide for us. But it's compared to being in a bigger city where there's like a national bookstore or
like the legit also art shops where there are tons of like variations sa mga like art brushes, the
paints, especially the paints.
Even other mediums like clay,
like
everything. They have everything.
But we're still glad that we're able to purchase them online. It's just it takes time to be shipped, and there's no guarantee that they'll have it in stock.
Plus
the shipping costs a lot.
Is crazy.
Crazy. Those are probably one of the sacrifices, or one of the things that we have to think about when you're doing this as your main job.
Because like, for example, if usually in my shows, my exhibits, I usually ship out not just 1 or 2 paintings. I ship out like 5 or 6. Or sometimes if they are bigger sizes, like 4x6, 4x7 feet, you have to like unstretch it pa sa canvas, roll, and then send it to the gallery. So
and then have it stretched there.
Pero if not, the prices of the shipping fee are crazy, especially if you like send canvases that have like wooden backing.
Yes, because you have to put that in a crate.
You have to,
and then you have to make the crate. Then you have to pay for the additional fees because they get heavy.
They get heavy. So let's just say you spend around like 3, 4K, 5K.
And that's
Like
like
shipping.
that's an amount already that you could have saved, and
Right?
it's
So
still
expensive.
it is, and it's no guarantee that you actually sell your work.
Yeah,
So
it's a risk.
it's a huge risk. So if you ship your artworks to a gallery that's not in your town, you spend for it, because normally it's really the artists that
Shoulder it.
the
Yeah.
expenses for that.
Mhm.
And then if the gallery doesn't really hold on to your artwork, like let's say for a month, 2 or 3, after the show, if it doesn't get sold, you have to get back your artwork, which will also, you'll shoulder
Yeah.
it again.
It will cost you
Yeah.
a lot again, because you have to get your artwork, or you have to ask the gallery to ship your work back to you.
And those are risks that you have to think about. Yeah, because without risking yourself as well, you won't be able to grow in this industry. Is it an industry, but this community? Because yeah, it's it's always a gamble.
It is.
It's always a gamble, but it's also like, let's say, what if you make it?
Yeah.
Right.
There's always that. I mean, there's always that risk that your works won't be sold. Or at the same time, you also have to think. I know this is. It depends also on situation, like financial situations or this. But for those who can try or risk, like if ever you have an opportunity sa gallery sell zone, and then you try to like join one and send your work there, it's also part of like getting your work out there. So, like for me, I was starting here sa Dumaguete, and then thankfully I made a friend online who's an artist in Manila, and then he invited me to a show sa Metro Manila in San Juan. And then at that time, I was not really making a lot. Pero like, I was so happy because finally I got this opportunity to have a show in Manila, and it's my first time there.
Yeah.
So I took a risk now without thinking if ever the artwork got sold or anything. So that opportunity, it paid off. Also.
Yeah.
So it's all about like taking risks, but also it's hard if you're gonna like also kanang what I expect to have, like for example, if I'm gonna have my show in Manila, I'm expecting that my artwork will get sold. It's such a hard kanang mindset to have.
Yeah.
So you just take risks and not expect anything and just hope for the best.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So it's like sometimes when you join exhibits, what you can just probably expect with that is you're having a legit way to put an experience in your artist bio that you collaborated with this gallery. That's already a major plus.
Yeah.
And that you showed artworks there and that like during that year and stuff. And if it doesn't get sold, that's fine. At least you have that already for your bio. And some galleries actually look for that, like how much you have already exhibited or what's your experience, who you worked with prior. And yeah, it's for me personally, I think I only exhibited one work in Manila before. Even until now, I haven't. And I don't. It's not like I don't have the opportunity to do so. I've had invites and I've had opportunities to show there, but I guess it was just me being afraid and me lacking that time to do so. And I'm not going to really talk a lot about this particular thing because there's going to be an episode for that. But small info about it is I always have like this nagging imposter syndrome eating in my head, and each time I try to create like an artwork, especially for galleries that I'm not familiar with, I always like have this huge blackout moment. Like, just like telling me, it's like, really, you're going to be joining the show, or are you even good enough to do that?
Voice and it says, are you sure?
Yeah,
you are good enough.
Exactly. It's like that's the problem, because usually twins.
That is so hard, because I also experienced that, and I think a lot of artists.
I know, yeah, and I'm really trying my hardest to overcome that, and so far it's kind of working, and I'm already pushing myself to do more, especially this year.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, baby steps, but at the same time, I need to start running, since I've already been doing a lot of baby steps in the previous years.
I think to take that leap of faith.
I think I need to start running now. But at the same time, we always have to have mental health checks.
Yeah, and mental health is important.
Very important.
Which we will talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe we can share a little bit about us as artists. Sil, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, you first.
I'm currently doing full-time as an artist now. Well, my medium is usually acrylic on canvases, but I also do digital art, and I do like digital art commissions on the side, but I mainly do exhibitions and shows, especially in Manila. So I started, I'm a self-taught artist, by the way. So
yeah.
I'm not a graduate of fine arts or anything.
You graduated psychology.
Yeah. Silliman.
Yeah.
So I don't have an educational background to arts. So
which I don't think is really important. It's an added bonus.
Yeah, it's
an added bonus, but it's not really very important to become a full-time artist.
It's not like
necessary
prerequisite in a way, because daghan self-taught artists who are not who don't have FA, BFA.
Yeah.
But also if you can, go for it.
Yeah.
Or go for fine arts degrees, because they are really helpful and everything. So yeah, back to the topic. So now I'm doing, before, I was just doing doodles and everything.
Yeah.
Mga doodles and notebooks and everything. I didn't really think about being an artist, full-time, making it as a professional career. So after graduation, I really wanted to be a psychologist. I was also I was already planning to take the board exams for psychometricians, and then have my master's, and then eventually have a PhD, or be a licensed psychologist. So, and I guess, but the art thing, it's my hobby. So art, it was there. I was still doodling sa college, sa high school, and everything, and then eventually I started working a couple of jobs not related to psych and not related to art. So I was also doing art at that time, mainly for personal reasons lang. But, it was my way of coping with whatever I'm feeling, or with whatever situations I'm in at that time. So I guess it happened not a point in my life back then where I asked myself, because I was probably having a quarter-life crisis, no joke.
Quarter-life crisis.
Or before, I was feeling lost at that time. So I was thinking na, unsa man akong next na career path or everything, what do I want to do with my life? So I think I forgot kinsa may ningon ako ani, but someone told me na you gotta ask yourself if you see doing art for the next 10 years and still be happy about it, or if you're gonna be doing jobs related to psychology for the next 10 years, and if you're gonna be happy about it, or if you're gonna be miserable. So you have to I guess you have to make a choice para mas more na direction ng imong career path. So at that time, I asked myself, and then the answer was art. So art, like, I asked myself, do I see myself doing art for the next 10 years and still be happy about it? Yes. But then, right now, I'm miserable. Joke. Pero like, there are struggles, but at the same time,
it's fulfilling.
Yeah, it's satisfying. It's like fulfilling. It's, I don't know. It's like a part of me na I didn't regret choosing that path, although it comes with the struggles and everything. Pero
it really comes with risks.
Yeah. So, kana. Pero I started. I didn't even start exhibiting in big, like, in galleries or big galleries in Manila. I started doing shows lang here locally, like apil-apil lang and everything sa mga katong na ay art 6200 pop-ups or Rob. Like, that was my first time, and I was doing pen and ink at the time pa. And then eventually naka-receive na opportunities sa galleries. Like, actually, do I have to mention Jane from? Because like, she was the one who helped me.
Yeah. Like, that's fine.
I've met Jane from Inspired,
who is actually one of our major sponsors.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Inspired.
God. So, I saw this, like, I actually saw one of katong among fellow artists na si Angelo. I saw one of his posts na he had a collaboration with Inspired at that time, katong postcards. And then I had this idea na, why don't I try pitching my work to Jane? Like, at that time, I thought to myself, like, okay, I really need to get myself out there, not just in my bubble, and just risk everything. I don't have anything to lose anymore, blah, blah, blah. So I tried pitching my stuff to Jane, and that was my pen and ink artworks at that time.
Yeah.
So
I remember that.
Yeah. And I tried pitching it to her, and I messaged her on Facebook, and I told her, like, hey,
this was 2020...
2018.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah,
Wow.
2017.
Wow.
Late
Okay.
2017.
Almost 10 years ago. Nine.
Another time, kay start ko po ng Inspired Buzz.
Okay.
I messaged her na, hey, maybe you wanna consider collaboration, or like, do you wanna check out my works, blah, blah, blah. And I sent her images of my pen and ink works, and then surprisingly she agreed, and she liked my work and blah, blah, blah. And she asked if we could do a collaboration with the postcards related to like diving and everything. So that was the start of my opportunities here in Dumaguete. And then for the next years, I started getting invites na to exhibitions hosted by Inspired. Katong, there was this seagrass exhibition we had with Angelo, and then the Atoa ones. It really helped me like gain networking here sa Dumaguete and everything. So we're gonna talk about the networking stuff in the next episodes on how important the like community and networking is in your career as an artist.
Definitely.
So, at the time, I was doing shows here sa Dumaguete, and then fast forward, I got an invite to Manila, the one I talked about earlier. And then after that one exhibition, like, I was offered opportunities by this gallery, and then sunod-sunod na siya after, and now I'm doing shows in my dream galleries and doing
so proud of you.
Shows na. So yeah, that's my life.
So imagine, it started when you just took the risk of messaging someone that you really didn't know, but knew that, you know, they were looking for collabs or something. Were you aware that they were looking for collabs? You didn't?
At that time,
so you just approached her because you knew that Angelo was collaborating with them.
And I don't think I knew back then that they were still accepting artists for collaborations, because I thought, oh, they were collaborating with Angelo, so maybe would consider me also. So
that was
a risk.
Yeah, you wouldn't have lost anything if they weren't going to realize. All you did was just email them, send them a message, and you know, and you're just it paid off.
Yeah, it
paid off.
really did.
Yeah, it really paid off because of that message you sent to her. You were able to be part of future shows that hosted by Pinspirit,
and like,
look at you now.
Yeah, and shout out to Jane, who was like, and is now like very
supportive.
Yeah, she's so supportive, and she's like a huge part of the art scene in here in Dumaguete.
Definitely.
She's
collaborating a lot with a lot of local artists.
Yeah, and she's like really accepting when it comes to like
creativity and
even like artists who you haven't heard of, or like the starting artists or something, or those. She's really like a huge part, or like one of the core people here sa Dumaguete.
Yeah,
getting back. So yeah,
definitely.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
Okay. How about you? Tell me about yourself. Let's go.
Okay, so I actually took Bachelor's of Fine Arts in college, majoring in painting, but I took it in Silliman. I didn't finish though. It took 3 years. Yeah, and I think right after college, when I stopped, I actually had like a major art block. I didn't do any art for the next 4 or 5 years. I only just started doing art again during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think it was during the pandemic or pre-pandemic. Before the pandemic, Before the pandemic, I actually did a small collab with another artist from Bais as well. We did a back-to-back show. And I was still doing watercolor at that time. I wasn't doing oils, which is my main medium now. My art style was so different before. And that was basically the art style that I was doing in college. And then after that, I think I stopped. And I didn't join any exhibits. But I was just doing a little art behind the scenes. And then Hersley invited me, I guess. Hersley invited
the Atua one.
Me, for Atua. And that was the beginning for me. That was the start for my art. I guess you could call it art. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was like, is it really a career for me? But yeah.
Of course it is. You're earning from it.
Oh yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's the start. And that's when I actually shifted into oils and like completely changed my art style. That's the start when I did realism.
That was in 2021?
2020. I think it was 2020.
But that, okay.
I think it was 2020. No, 2021. Okay, 2021.
You weren't allowed to go outside.
Oh, during 2020. That's true.
Really tired.
It was like a... Oof, I don't even want to think about that year.
Fever dream. Anyway.
Yes. So yeah.
2021.
So I joined Atua. Then I was also invited for another show that was still held at Dakong Balay. And then I started getting invites from other art groups as well. But I didn't actually exhibit as much as Sil has. Probably because during 2022, was it 2022? I don't remember, my God, for the life of me. I opened my art space and just 2022.
Yeah, I think that was 2022. I had short hair back then, so I remember October.
Yes, October 2022. I opened Arte.
Yeah.
And that was actually a huge
milestone.
Accomplishment, yeah. It's a huge accomplishment. And I'll be talking more about this in depth later on. But yeah, that because of that opportunity, I got busy with managing the art space, the cafe, and also collaborating with our artists.
Yeah.
And managing it. And all my energy was put into managing.
So it's hard.
That space.
Hard.
Yeah. And I was able to do some exhibits there, like for my personal works, but it wasn't as much as I actually wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have risked it, but I guess it was just too overwhelming, and I just got too tired.
And physically and emotionally demanding, and even financially demanding. Run an art space, so it's really hard for you to balance being an artist and managing a gallery.
Yeah, that's true. That was the major thing for me. It was hard for me to balance those two together, being an artist and a gallery manager. That
cafe manager also.
And a cafe manager. I couldn't really do everything at once. I thought I could, but I couldn't. I also could have hired probably someone else to manage, but the problem was, the cafe and the gallery couldn't really afford additional staff.
It was technically
it was self-earning.
Yeah.
It was self-earning. So whatever we earned from the cafe, I would put back to the gallery, and it wasn't always a guarantee that during shows we'd be selling works.
Yes.
So, if there's no sales, there's no commission, nothing gets put back to the gallery. But that's another topic. But I'm very thankful though for the experience that I got there, because
you learned.
I learned a lot. I made a lot of connections, made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Those years were crazy. It was crazy. It was made a lot of friends, but also lost a few.
Enemies, joking.
Made some. I don't want to say enemies, but made.
That's
it is. Yes, it is. But it's not really, for me, it's not an enemy. It's more of like realize toxic people. I had toxic people in my life that I had to eradicate.
You had to remove.
I had to remove. And it was such a big learning curve for me. And especially since the only education I had for art was during those 3 years that I took.
Yeah.
And whatever I learned from running the art space was self-taught, or I'd be reading books, I'd be scouring online and asking advice from our other fellow gallery owners. And I'm just glad that they're actually quite helpful. They're quite friendly.
Yeah, you learned a lot. It was also your first time managing a gallery.
It's very first.
A lot of firsts.
Yeah, a lot of firsts. But I think the exhibits were all successful.
Yeah.
I'm just very glad about that. But sad to say, I just had to let it go. But yeah, after that, I think I officially closed it last year. It's last
2025
year.
Or 2024?
2025. The cafe.
Yeah.
Cafe. Yeah, because the gallery.
You had
that was the second location.
Yeah, that's like.
So I've officially closed early last year, and after that I took a hiatus. I didn't make
the serve joke.
Yeah,
the serve.
I didn't really make major artworks. I did some commissions. I did murals. I did digital designs and stuff. And but I did go back into painting late last year, and that's when I remembered, like, oh wait, I missed this. This is actually very fulfilling.
Yeah.
Like I really like this. Yes, it's the kind of artwork that I'm very proud of. Even though there's still that like nagging feeling of saying,
but at least in a sense, you were feeling a bit like happy or satisfied.
Yeah, definitely. So that's basically, it's telling me that I'm in the right direction, where I should really focus more on my art path, like my own art path, and just trying to find myself, I guess, as an artist now, since I kept on focusing on other people's careers or other people's art careers. And I guess it's time now, for me
to focus on yourself.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it's fun. It can be draining, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely, and
I think it comes with
I think everything is though. Whatever career you choose in life, and unless if like you're ultra rich, but even though,
if you have the financial,
but
the
still,
privilege.
so whatever career you choose in your life, it will always have that draining aspect. It's just up to you on how to compensate that with feeling happy or loving it, or like having,
I think, nothing comes easy in a way. So I think in order for you to like keep going, you an artist, like just have to like push yourself. I mean, it's necessary to take breaks, of course, but you really have to push yourself. You really need to like show up in times when it's hard. For you to like continue making art and everything. It's hard. Like this career is hard in a way.
It's costly. If you do not have the funds for it, it is very costly. So that's like one of the major dilemmas and struggles that we get. But at the same time, if you know how to manage all of that, it's worth it. It's actually quite worth it. So we're just hoping. We're hoping that as we progress with this podcast. Like after publishing like the next few episodes, and we're hoping that you're still here listening to this. We'll be talking a lot more about our story and also our experiences,
the lessons we've learned.
Especially lessons that we've learned. Even like how we're able to talk to other galleries, and just tips and tricks,
the importance of like making connections and everything, and about burnouts, like a lot of things that we have to we want to discuss in this podcast.
Yes, definitely. So so as a rundown or something of what we talked about in this episode, we talked a little bit about us as artists, and we also shared a little
of our background,
and info about other episodes that we're planning on making. So we're coming to an end to this episode, and we're hoping that you will stick by and listen to our next episodes. If you have any questions, I guess, I don't know, we're going to be doing an online questionnaire or something soon.
And we're gonna include it in the podcast.
Fully. Just check our Instagram account, the Small City Creative Lives. Instagram and Facebook page. And we'll probably be putting polls there, and just put questions, and we'll pick and we'll answer them. So have a great evening, everyone. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening, and see you on the next episode.
This is Sky.
And this is Sil.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Bye. A final thank you to our sponsors, Pinspired Art Souvenirs and Pinspired Art Gallery, for supporting this episode of Small City Creative Lives. We appreciate you being part of this season.